All right. Welcome back to Portsmouth at the senior station. It's a beautiful October day. We've got a great topic today. Wintertime, you can feel a little bit of a chill in the air. One of my partners in the audience was already talking about how she's had some sniffles and runny nose and allergies. We're starting to see those cold viruses coming around. This is the time of year where people get sick with colds, and so we can prevent some of these things. Did you know still, in this day and age of modern medicine, that flu and pneumonia are still the 6th or 7th leading cause of death in seniors? As far as we've come with medicines and antibiotics, we have close to 100,000 people die every year in America from flu and pneumonia. And these are diseases which are largely preventable if you take some preventive action. And that action is taking a shot. And there's lots of controversy I hear my patients about flu shots, lots of myths. And we're going to discuss some of the reasons for taking flu shots. So I want you to join us. We're here in Portsmouth with a group of healthy, energetic seniors at the senior station. Let me hear it from you, seniors. All right, come on back and join us. Dr. Schick, Dr. Devin Schick is here to talk about get your shot. Come on back and join us in What's Up, Doc?
Packers.
Viking.
Packers.
Viking.
Viking. Red state. Blue state. Vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Optimist.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities,
Live.
our families,
United.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you are really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Up to 40% of businesses never recover after experiencing a major disaster. Make a plan at ready.gov/business.
So, what's it gonna be? We could ride bikes, skating, movies, zoo, whatever you guys want to do.
Can we just do this?
Yeah. We could just do this.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
All right, welcome back to What's Up, Doc? We're here with my partner, Dr. Devin Schick. Hey, Dr. Schick.
Hi, Dr. Bukowski. Yes, thank you for having me so much. I'm very excited and a little nervous to be here.
Don't be nervous. Look at the friendly faces in the audience. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Maybe that'll break the nerve.
Well, I'm a third-year resident over at Portsmouth Family Medicine. I've been in the area for quite a while. I went to William & Mary, and I went to EVMS, the medical school just across the water in Norfolk. And I'm thinking about staying around for the next couple of years, if Dr. Bukowski can convince them to keep me on at Portsmouth Family Medicine.
Well, Dr. Schick's being modest. She's my chief resident. We're trying hard to keep her here as faculty too. But I happen to know she knows a lot about vaccines, and that's our topic that you heard me talking about. Vaccines, but give us a little bit more detail about why do we give vaccinations? And when I say vaccinations, I'm talking about the shots we get to prevent things. Why is that important? Why do we give them?
Well, there's a lot of reasons why we give shots, and each shot has its own specific reason and agenda, what we're trying to focus. But in general, I feel that there's 3 most important reasons that we're giving vaccinations. The first one being health, the second one being wealth, and the last one being love. Okay. For health, it's pretty obvious. We want to keep everyone healthy. We want to prevent people from getting diseases. And if we can't prevent, we want to make sure we're keeping those symptoms of those diseases as minimal as possible and preventing complications that go along with those. Wealth, as you know, the cost of healthcare is astronomical. It's very, very expensive. Vaccinations have been shown to reduce the cost of healthcare by about $42 billion a year. Okay? And that's from catching the disease to all the processes that come after, the need for rehabilitation and things along those lines. It also keeps people in work, so we're keeping that workforce healthy and positive.
So if we could prevent disease, we keep people out of the hospital, keep them healthy, going to work, and obviously that would save a lot. I mean, we know hospitalizations are one of our most expensive reasons why the healthcare things are so hard. Well, what about love? You said love. What's the reason love?
Love, I happen to think, is the most important reason. If you're not really concerned about your own health or concerned about saving money, everyone has somebody that they love, whether it be a spouse, a significant other, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. If you catch one of these particular diseases that we're going to be talking about today, pneumonia, influenza, the shingles, and tetanus, diphtheria, pertussis, if you catch one of those diseases, your family members are at risk of getting them too. And sometimes, especially in the little ones, they don't have the immune system to fight those diseases, and it can be very deadly.
And that could be true of the flu, obviously, given the flu to others, but there's a new thing that Dr. Schick was talking about with me earlier this year for seniors that we haven't thought too much about in the past, but we're asking seniors, not just seniors, but adults, but in particular seniors, to get this new Tdap one she's going to talk about, because whooping cough, we're seeing a resurgence. And if you have grandkids, you can give them whooping cough, and kids get sicker from whooping cough than adults. Adults get pretty sick from it, but kids get even sicker. So, well, now, we're used to thinking of shots in kids. Kids, we give lots of shots, and I got to tell you, from the time when I was a young doctor till now, 30 years later, these shots have made a tremendous difference in terms of sick kids. We've closed children's hospitals all over America because of these vaccines. But we're going to talk about vaccines for adults, and Dr. Schick was telling me there's the big four we need to think about. So what are the vaccines that our seniors need to get?
Well, I brought some display items for us today, okay? And the first one is the flu. This is the flu virus, okay? A little bit larger, actually quite a bit larger than you would actually see.
Too.
The flu shot is a vaccination that every senior needs every year. The reason we do it every year is because it changes every year. So this year it's pink, next year it might be green, just for an example.
And we've just started giving that one here in September, October. So that's once a year.
The next little guy I have in here is the chickenpox virus. Okay, so the chickenpox virus is the same virus that causes shingles. Okay, shingles is a rash that people can get. It's very painful, and this shot we give at the age of after the age of 60 as a booster to your immune system.
So once you're 60 or older, if you've had the chickenpox, which almost all 60-year-olds had when you were young, you're at risk for this very painful thing called shingles. And that shot, and that's a one-time shot too?
It's a one-time shot, once and done. You don't need another shingles vaccine after that. Last but not last but not least, we've got one more trick in my bag here, and this is the pneumonia bacteria. Okay? Pneumonia is a very painful lung condition. It makes it very hard to breathe. And this shot we recommend for anyone over the age of 65. And we also recommend it for people under the age of 65 who have diabetes, heart disease, kidney disease, and who don't have a spleen, okay? So if you have those conditions, you get one before 65. You may need a booster 5 years later after you get it, and then after 65, you get your last shot. And again, after 65, one and done. You don't need any more.
So most of all of our seniors in this room need one pneumonia shot, and usually, unless you have those other conditions, one's good to go. Well, what's the fourth one I was sort of talking about earlier, wasn't I?
The fourth one is the tetanus diphtheria shot series. Every 10 years, you should be getting a tetanus shot. Tetanus causes lockjaw. Have you guys heard about lockjaw? Everyone likes to eat, right? If you get lockjaw, you can't open your mouth, which makes it really hard to eat. In that series, we also add in a bacteria called Pertussis, and Pertussis is what causes whooping cough. And if you hear it in little kids, it sounds like they're they're whooping or making that sort of hoo, hoo, hoo sound. Very hard to breathe for the little kids. We recommend that adults get that shot once within the series, and every 10 years they get a tetanus diphtheria shot.
And I can tell you a lot of my adult patients, senior patients, have not had a booster on the whooping cough. This is a new thing we started doing just in the last couple of years. So ask your doctor about that, not just the tetanus, which we have been giving every 10 years, but if you've not gotten your booster for your whooping cough, ask your doctor about that, particularly if you're around kids under 2, if you have grandkids or great-grandkids under 2. All right, well, that's the 4 big ones there, and it sounds like there's good reason to take those shots. Where do we get these doggone vaccines from? How are they made? Where do they come from, Dr. Schick? Let's end on that note.
Well, there's two types of vaccinations. There's the live vaccinations, and then there's the pieces of bacteria. What we do is we take these guys, we study them really, really well, and we take them and either mash them up and put them in a little syringe and a shot and put that into your arm, or we take a live bug that's really, really weak, okay, not able to do anything other than just sort of sit there. And when we inject them, what it does is it causes your body to practice a response to them. Just like, we've got the football teams that are now playing every week, and we've got the baseball teams who are in their postseason, who are hoping that, they take home their own pennant. They've been practicing all year long, and that's what the vaccination does, is it gets your body to practice against these viruses. So when you do come in contact with them, you're at the top of your game, you're preventing that disease from taking effect.
Now, Dr. Schick's a lot younger than I am, and she wasn't around for the first swine flu shot back in the 70s. I know a lot of you were, but there was a funny thing that happened, and we had a scare of swine flu back when President Ford was president, and we gave everybody mass vaccinations. Do you all remember those big air guns where they gave us that swine flu, that first swine flu vaccine? And it was a bad vaccine, and it made a lot of people sick. And I find that myth has held over all these years, and a lot of my patients think the flu shot makes you sick. So I'm going to ask Dr. Schick, because she mentioned killed, chopped up virus. Doesn't seem like a killed, chopped up virus could make you sick with the flu. What do you think about that thought that a lot of patients have about you can get sick? Including Karen. I heard.
He's actually correct that the flu shots cannot actually make you sick. They take about 2 weeks to take effect. So when you get the flu shot, that immediate feeling that some people may say, oh, I got the flu from the flu shot, I just had my flu shot. It's not the shot. It's something that they came in contact with prior to getting the shot. So whether it's the actual flu itself, allergies, the common cold, it's not the shot that's causing it. It's definitive that the chopped up virus can't do that. Some people may say, oh, well, what about the weakened virus? Well, the weakened virus, again, can't do that because it's so weakened, it's so inactivated that it doesn't cause any damage. It just causes that response that we want, that practice for your body to work up to it.
And that practice can give you a little bit of mild aching and arm aching, but it really doesn't give you the bad case of the flu. We're preventing that. Well, that's great. Well, let me ask the audience here, just to put y'all on the spot a little bit. How many of y'all, it's October, what is it, 12, 13, 14, 16th. How many of y'all have had your flu shot this year? Pretty good, probably a little over half. Okay, well, I'm going to come back in a minute. Well, Dr. Schick, have you had your flu shot?
I actually haven't, Dr. Bukowski, and I'm glad you asked. I brought with me Rezi, one of our nurses from the office today, and she's going to give me my flu shot right now.
We're actually have a demonstration of a flu shot. Great. I'm anxious to see this.
Now, Dr. Bukowski, I also heard, as Rezi's getting me prepared from a little birdie in the office, that you haven't gotten your flu shot yet either.
All right, you got one for me? I'm in, I'm game. Tell us about this flu shot, Rezi, and how you go about giving this.
Well, the first thing I do is I wash my hands. And since I don't have a sink, I have some foam here. And I glove up.
And I guess you always make sure to ask some questions to folks before anything else.
I do.
Which you already asked us ahead of time.
Yes. It's very important to find out if you're allergic to eggs, severely allergic to eggs or egg products, if you've ever had a severe reaction to the flu before, to the flu shot, and if you've ever had the Guillain-Barré,
Guillain-Barré, which is a rare paralyzing illness that you can get from the flu shots in the past. Really, with newer flu shots, we don't see that, but we always ask people if they ever were paralyzed following a vaccination. I've only seen that once in 30 years, but it is a rare complication. So in general, people, if they don't have severe egg allergies and they haven't had a reaction, they're good to go on a flu shot. Now, one of the ladies in the audience was telling me her doctor didn't want to give it to her yet because she was sick, and that's true. If you're sick with a fever or bad cold, we usually like to wait until the fever goes away and you're over your illness. Oh, but good, ladies first.
I'm going to show you how it's done, Dr. Bukowski.
Are you nervous now?
Nope, not anymore. Hey, if you can get a shot on air, you can do anything.
Rezzy's one of our nurses down at the Portsmouth Family Practice Center, and ooh, you were so brave.
Didn't feel a thing.
All right. Here I go. Pray for me. All right, now don't forget, in a minute I'm going to come, we're going to take a break, and I'm going to come into the audience and ask them, see if anybody has any questions. So think of your questions or comments, or tell us if you haven't got a flu shot, why you haven't gotten one. Ooh, that didn't even hurt, Rosie. You're good. Excellent. All right. Come on back and join us for questions on What's Up, Doc.
The pain will not control us. It will never break us, define us, or keep us still. Because arthritis can't beat us if we beat it first. In the fight against arthritis, you need a weapon. What's yours? Visit the Arthritis Foundation at fightarthritispain.org.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Up to 40% of businesses never recover after experiencing a major disaster. Make a plan at ready.gov/business.
When you earn your GED diploma, the barriers in your life fall. Take the first step and get free GED information in your area at 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or yourged.org. Earn your GED diploma and begin your brighter future.
Welcome back to What's Up, Doc. Well, we just had a great discussion with Dr. Schick about vaccinations, and I saw some hands going up in the audience. I'm going to sneak by here. Excuse me, ma'am. Okay. And I saw you had a question. What's your name, ma'am?
Teresa.
Teresa, nice to meet you. What's your question?
I was questioning, when you only supposed to get the flu shot once, but if you should happen in some way get a second time, will it have an effect on you?
So, do you just get the flu shot once, first of all?
Not the flu shot, pneumonia.
Pneumonia shot, okay, pneumonia shot, great. So yes, you're only supposed to get that once, but your question is if you happen to get a second one, is there anything bad about that? What do you say, Dr. Schick?
Well, we always want to get the minimum vaccination requirements. So you get it once, you're great. If you get it twice, it's still okay, right? You're just getting a little bit of extra protection, a little bit of extra practice at protecting yourself from that bug. So it's okay to get it multiple times.
And that's something we end up when people go in the hospital giving a second time to some people, they don't remember they got it, so that should be fine. So the main thing is to make sure you get it once. Ma'am, what's your name? I saw you had a question.
My name is Miss Roots.
Hey, Miss Roots, what's your question?
My question was because I've had pneumonia 4 times. The last time I was immunized was in 2005. Do you suggest I get another one?
So 2005, and would you mind telling us how old you are?
I'm 56 years old.
2005, and you're 56, and you have, sounds like some lung problems, don't you?
Yes, I have COPD. I have sarcoidosis and emphysema. The sarcoidosis was diagnosed when I was 19.
All right, so 2005, and she get another pneumonia. And another question maybe I'll add in there is, why is she getting pneumonia? She's had a pneumonia shot. Let's ask that too, right? Because if you had your pneumonia shot, aren't you protected? What do you have to say, Dr.?
Well, those are all very good questions. I have one question before I answer. Do you have any problems with your kidneys?
Right now, they're on their own. They're holding their own.
They're holding their own.
Yes.
So the next time you'll need a pneumonia shot will be when you turn 65. Okay. So you're protected from the bug that the pneumonia shot covers, the pneumococcus bug. Mm-hmm. The pneumonias you may have been having, okay, there are multiple bugs out there that can cause pneumonia that aren't the ones in the shot. So we're protecting you from the big bads in the shot, and you may be catching the ones because of your lung disease that are out in the community. Now, do you get your flu shot every year?
Yes.
Okay. That's really important that you get your flu shot every year with the lung disease you have.
Yes.
Because if you catch the flu, you're more likely to get a pneumonia from it.
Great, great.
Thank you.
Yeah, remember that there's lots of pneumonias. We got, in that shot, we have the main bug, but there's lots of other bugs, as Dr. Schick said, that we don't quite catch. So it's still possible you can get pneumonia. But on the other side of that is it prevents that bad bug 80% of the time, so it's a very effective shot. Hello, ma'am. What's your name?
My name's Regina Ducharme.
Nice to meet you,
and
Mr.
my
Ducharme.
question is, I've had shingles, and I've spoken to the doctor about getting this shingles shot, but they said since I had it, the bug was already in my body.
First of all, before we address that question, could you tell us a little bit about, tell the audience what shingles is and what was that like for you?
Shingles was really bad. I had no idea. It was on one side. It was like just a nerve on my right side. It took me to the floor.
So it starts off as sort of like chicken pox, blisters that just get on one part of your body, one arm, one leg, and the pain, particularly in older patients, the pain is exquisite. It's horrible.
Horrible.
And can last a while.
It lasts me, it was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I got the patch. By the time that doctor gave me a patch, it was almost wore off by then.
Right. So the question is, should Mr. Sharma at least consider the shingle shot? What do you think, Dr. Shea?
The current recommendations is that even if you've had the shingles, that you should still get the shot. Usually we recommend that you wait 2 to 3 years after you've had the shingles before you get the shot. The reason being is we're seeing more and more patients who've had shingles once get it again. Okay, and as you remember, that pain was searing and just, like you said, dropped you to the floor. We want to prevent that sort of pain from happening to anyone ever.
That virus is still in your body. I hate to tell you, that chickenpox virus stays there. So I think that's a good recommendation. All right, any other questions? Well, that was a great show, great information. Let's thank our expert, Dr. Schick, for coming to see us on What's Up, Doc. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
And come on back next month. We'll see you again with another health topic for seniors on What's Up, Doc. Thank you. Good job, seniors. Get your shots.